Good early morning in Seoul. It is like 7:30. I guess it's not that early. But anyway, so for today's video, I'm going to be doing what I spend in a week in Seoul. And so I know this trend is going on around YouTube where YouTubers are basically calculating how much they spend in 1 week. And so I figured, oh, since I live in Seoul, I might as well do it too. So all of last week, I calculated how much I spent, what I did. And so now I want to share that with you all, especially if you're curious about what it's like living in Seoul. For me, I'm actually quite frugal because I'm all about that financial independence. So I do not like spending money that much actually, especially on materialistic things like clothes or just random stuff. It's not really my thing. I tend to spend money more on experiences. And since I'm an English teacher here, I save about 50 to 75% of my income that I make. So each paycheck, about 50 to 75% of that goes right into savings. So I'm all about being a big saver. And actually this week I spent more than I usually do, but I still feel like maybe it's not as much as you expect. Mostly because I cook a lot. So throughout the week, like Monday through Thursday, usually I'm cooking and I pack my own lunch. So that helps saves a lot of money. And yeah, I figured I just wanted to show you all what it was like. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so Monday, December 16th, after work, usually I finish work at 4:30 p.m. and that day I was actually really hungry, so I did get a snack kind of thing. So I got a gimbap, which is, I don't know, it's kind of like this Korean sushi roll, but it's different than a sushi roll. But I kind of got this gimbap and it's like full of vegetables and stuff, and I was just really hungry after work, so I did buy one of these, and this was about 3,000 won. After I got the gimbap, I decided to go to the grocery store and I got some groceries because my favorite activity is to cook. I love cooking because it saves me money for one. For two, it's healthier. I know a lot of you were curious on how I stay fit or stay healthy, and honestly, like cooking at home is one of the best ways to continue to stay healthy and fit. So I got groceries and this is what I got. So yeah, this is basically what I got at the market. It's pretty simple and it doesn't take that long to cook. Like maybe it takes me 20 minutes to cook all of this or something like that. Like it doesn't take that long at all. So, and as you can see, I eat predominantly plant-based because I am mostly a plant-based eater. I was vegetarian for about 7 to 8 years. When I came to Korea, I did become a little bit more lenient just out of like ease and convenience. So I did add seafood back into my diet, but still at home I eat predominantly vegan / vegetarian. And my groceries cost me a total about 9,100 won. And so for that day of Monday, I spent a total of 12,100 won. And then on Tuesday, so actually this week I ran out of my big things that I usually don't need to buy that often. So for example, I ran out of my almonds and I ran out of my blueberries because I like to make smoothies with my blueberries. So this week I actually spent more than I usually do because I needed to buy the blueberries and almonds, and usually that lasts me about like once a month. So this week I spent a little bit more. So I went to Home Plus, which is kind of like Korea's Walmart basically because it has like everything. And so I decided to go ahead and buy frozen blueberries. And while I was there, I did buy frozen vegetables because usually I prepare my own vegetables, but there just been times where I just really want to quickly make something like fried rice. And I also did buy kimchi because I was gonna make kimchi fried rice with the vegetables. And so for Tuesday, I spent a total of 12,461. And then for Wednesday, which would be December 18th, this is where I decided to go ahead and buy my almonds because I ran out of my almonds, and these are my go-to snacks. So I do try to snack healthily. I don't really like snacking on chips or candies or chocolates or anything like that. And so I did buy some almonds from this little nut lady that is near my house in Seoul, and that cost me about 11,000 won. And then after that, I bought some kale to add into my smoothies, which cost 720 won. So total for Wednesday, I spent 11,721. And then on Thursday, I didn't spend anything because I already had all of my necessary food ingredients, so I just didn't spend any money on Thursday. Financial independence. And on Friday, December 20th, so usually weekends are like the time I allow myself to go out, and sometimes on Fridays I stay at home and sometimes on Fridays I go out, so it just really depends. This particular Friday, it was kind of like a last time seeing a few of my friends because they are all moving back to their respective countries. And so we had a gathering at one of my friends' house. We all play board games together, and it's usually really nerdy, but it's okay because I'm a proud nerd. I'm happy to be a nerd. So we all played board games together and it was really fun. But we did decide to order food. We ordered Mexican. I got a vegetarian burrito bowl. Because it's Itaewon, it's really expensive actually. So the cost of my burrito bowl was 14,000 won, but I only had 13,000 won in cash. So my friend was like, okay, just give me 13,000 won. So I paid 13,000 won for my burrito bowl, but that's really expensive for Korea because usually like if I went to a restaurant near my home, I'm spending about like 5,000 to 7,000 won, but because it's in Itaewon, usually the average price is like around like 14,000 won, so it was actually really expensive, and this is more than I usually pay for food. And it's Mexican, which you don't really get often in Korea, so it makes sense why it's a little bit more expensive. And yeah, so that's all I spent on Friday. Oh, and I did forget to mention, because I did commute and take the train to get to my friend's place and back, one way it's 1,200, and so I spent 2,400 won round trip to take the train to my friend's place and back to my place, which is actually like really cheap, by the way. Hello, like that's amazing. Like I can go from one side of the city to the other side of the city for like less than $3, and it's the best thing ever. And I wish America had public transportation because it makes me sad that it doesn't. Okay, and then there was Saturday. Ooh. And I hit the camera. And then there's Saturday, and Saturday was actually really fun. So Saturday I did a lot. I actually didn't spend that much money on Saturday, but it was still really fun. Like I managed to have fun for cheap. So this kind of shows you like how awesome Korea can be. And so actually a few weeks ago I met this girl on the bus, and she was a programmer, and at the time I was studying programming. It was kind of cool how we ended up meeting. I was just on this long commute to a friend's place, and I was like decided to study. I was having some trouble trying to get to my friend's place, so she helped me out. And then I was like, oh, I'm studying programming, you're a programmer? That's awesome. And then she's like, oh, I have my Nintendo Switch. I'm like, what, you play video games? I play video games, let's be friends. And so we talked, we exchanged cacao, and then she's like, let's meet for Overwatch. So we decided to go to a PC Bong on Saturday. And if you don't know what PC Bong is, it's kind of like an internet cafe, which by the way, I did vlog this entire experience, so I will have this video uploaded in a couple weeks, so you'll be able to see it more in person or more in detail. PC Bong or PC Cafe, it's just an awesome place where you can just play games. There's just a bunch of computers, you can eat, you can even like watch Korean dramas, anime, you can do homework, watch Netflix, like whatever. And these computers are amazing. The chairs are comfortable. You can get like blankets, pillows, you can like sleep there. I'm just telling you, it's amazing, but I'll go in more detail later in a future video. But anyway, so we decided to meet up for that, and you do have to pay per hour. And so we were there for about like maybe 3 hours. So I paid 5,000 won to use the computers for 3 hours. And then we played games, of course, which was really fun. And then we also ordered food. By the way, like PC Bong food is really delicious, but it's like not the healthiest, but it's so good. So I got an egg ramen, these Korean style noodles, and then I also got takoyaki, which is kind of like these squid balls, and that cost me a total of 7,300 won. And I did take the train to get to the PC Bong, so that is an additional 1,200 won. And then after, I actually went to like this YouTubers party, and it was by Korean Studios, which is like a Korean YouTuber thing, company group. And I went to their party and they provided food, which was awesome, but I was really full from the PC Bong, so I was just kind of eating this little salad they had there. But I didn't have to pay for dinner though, which was nice, and the party was free. So yeah, basically I didn't have to pay for dinner, so that's all I spent. And so I did take a bus to get to the party, which was 1,200 won, and then I had to come back home, which was an additional 1,200 won. So I spent about 3,600 won total for commuting, and for that total day was 15,900 won. So yeah, that was pretty cheap. And then Sunday is the last day, so this is now the full week. Sunday I actually stole food from the party because they had so much leftovers, and so they were just kind of saying please take it, like they were begging us to take it because they had so much leftovers. So I did steal a kimbap and like inari, which is like this Japanese sweet tofu sushi roll kind of thing. So I had that for lunch, so I didn't spend money for lunch, but I definitely wouldn't have mind cooking. And then I did decide to go to Iriya Cafe, which is a coffee chain in Seoul or in Korea. Usually I don't go out to cafes much because buying drinks can be really expensive, and for example like Starbucks here, 7,000, 8,000 won, which is like really expensive. So I went to Iriya Cafe just to get out the house, and it allows me to kind of focus a little bit more. So this is where I usually sometimes edit videos if I don't feel like editing at home or at work. And so I did buy a coffee latte for 4,000 won. So I got the toffee nut latte, and it smells delicious. so not that bad. I was there for a couple hours and then I decided to go to the grocery store because I needed to buy food for this week. So I bought my usual little stash, some vegetables and tofu, and that was 6,700 won. So yeah, that's not bad, and that's for this week. And then after, I met up with a friend. So he is Korean, but he lives in Australia, and we've been talking on Kakao for the longest, but we finally met for the first time last week or like 2 weeks ago. But he's going back to Australia soon, so we decided to meet up again. So we went to a Jjimjilbang, which is kind of like a Korean spa, and it's one of the best things ever. It's super relaxing. And so to get into the Jjimjilbang costed 11,000 won, but it's completely worth it because it's just really relaxing, and it's such a good way to like bond with people too. And then we also ate inside the Jjimjilbang, so we did order food, and I think it's a little bit more expensive than usual. All right, so this is what I'm having for dinner this Sunday at the Jjimjilbang. Got grilled mackerel, and it comes with Korean seaweed soup, which is what you're supposed to eat for New Year's, right? Or no, for your birthday. What is it?
I think birthday.
Yeah, birthday, sorry. Then Korean side dishes, pajang. Then my friend got tonkatsu with rice, and because he eats a lot, he also got ramen. So yeah, this is what we're eating. And this was about 12,000 won, so it's a lot of food for all of this. Which I think for the same meal outside of the Jjimjilbang would be cheaper. And then I did take the train there and back, and that cost me a total of 2,400 won. Overall, my total spending was a grand total of 92,681, which is about 79 to 80 US dollars. So that is not bad at all, I don't think. But again, this week in particular was even a little bit more expensive because I did have to stock up on almonds and blueberries. So without that, I would say I normally spend about 70,000 won per week, which is still not bad, I hope, right? Because I try to save as much money as possible. So what I do is, like, when I get paid, the first thing I do is put my money into savings, and then like after that, like whatever I have left over is what I use to budget throughout the week. So I give myself enough money to have fun, as you can see, but at the same time, like, now I have the comfort of knowing that I saved money. And yeah, I think that's basically it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Also, it would mean a lot to me if you don't mind like leaving a thumbs up or subscribing if you haven't, because it does help the YouTube algorithm find my channel, and I'm doing my best to produce like high quality content. So your support would mean a lot because I would love to grow this channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas. Hello. When this video uploaded, it'll be Christmas, so that's why I decided to wear red for this video. So Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and if you don't celebrate, just have a wonderful day. And yeah, sending love and kindness. Bye.